And we really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
All right, here we are. Here we are. Welcome, everybody. And we're really, really excited this week because we have a special guest, Dan the Turtle Man, back. And he is so nice to come back a second time. And he's just a super guy, and he has so much going on. And we want to get an update from him and see what's going on with his turtles and with him and his channel. And so this is Dan the Turtle Man, and I'm going to let him tell you more about him than I just did. And you guys will watch for your questions, and here we go. Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the lovely introduction. I'm very happy to be back. You said, oh, you want to come back? Like, heck yeah. It was a blast last time. Are you kidding me? Um,
Awesome.
I love what you guys do here. It's super fun. Um, and yeah, I'm just crazy busy, but like crazy good busy. It's really funny because like I was saying before, I downsized hard. I had like 50, I cracked 50 turtles this summer. That was insane. Like I had clutch after clutch after clutch uh,
Wow.
of eggs, just like hatching. Because I had one female gave me what was it, 24, 25 eggs total. She
Wow.
gave me, oh yeah, she gave me like eight and then seven. I want to say, yeah, so 24 eggs. Um, and by the time I would get one, because after they hatch, it takes about 3, 4 weeks before they're even considering new homes, usually around 6. And so they hatch they were laid about 2.5, 3 weeks apart. So I just got bam, bam,
Wow.
babies. And then I was about to go on. Where did I go? I was going somewhere and I checked the incubator. I'm about to leave. And the eggs were sweating, which means they have condensation on them, which means they're about to hatch. I was like, ah! So, yeah, I take care of, I specialize in diamondback therapies, but I originated doing guppies and live bears and community tanks and shrimp. And that's still like my bare bones, my bread and butter. And I actually want to move back into that shortly. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys about that because it's going to be interesting. Um, Especially after I haven't had an aquarium dedicated with no turtles in it since I don't know, like 5 years, 6 years, something like that. Um,
Wow.
so in college I kind of did, but those don't count. And so yeah, it's been a little hectic. So since that summer I moved, so I don't have my pond anymore, but that's okay. And then I tried to set up some stock tanks, and then the terrapins all got fungus, and then I was like, this is not working out. So I took a group and moved them. One group went with one of my friends, and the other group went with another one of my friends, and I have like 5 adults left. The fake turtle rescues. I'm happy to talk about those. We killed them. Killed them. Murder. I'll probably do an update video. Actually, that's a great idea. I should do another one of those just to, because, well, let me explain what happened as far as analytics, video, whatever. Also, guys, interrupt me because I will ramble. I will ramble.
We like
We like it.
Okay. Perfect. Beautiful. So it was brought to my attention like a month and a half before I made the video. Then I make the video about the fake rescues. What was happening was like rescue videos always do well on YouTube, and there used to be a huge problem with like fake, just people putting these animals in situations like dogs or cats, pretending to rescue them but setting it up for views. And so this one channel in particular did an amazing job. And what they would do is they would take these freshwater turtles. The first video they ever posted was a sea turtle with barnacles, and they shuck them off, and it did really well. So they said, well, let's do this again. Except they had no sea turtles because sea turtles are hard to freaking find, even if you live where they naturally occur. So they had a fly river turtle, the next best thing, I guess. They glued. At first, when I first saw it, I had no idea what I was looking at, but they glued barnacles to the shell and then pretended to find it in the ocean and started shucking them off. And on a fly river turtle in particular, that sucks because they have a soft, leathery shell, and they feel every bit of that prying and gluing those
Oh,
hot glue. Oh, it sucked. It sucked. So then they
oh my
moved on.
gosh. That makes me feel so bad.
Oh, we have happy endings. We have good. This is crazy. So I see this and I'm like, what is going on? They moved to more common species. You got your Mississippi map turtle, your red ear slider, your Cumberland slider, some weird stuff like Central American wood turtles, like things that are not fully aquatic. And sure enough, this dude is gluing barnacles and seaweed and like debris on them. He's using oyster shucking gloves, so he looks legit, and he's using like a legit like prior that they would use, like a little metal tool. Except there's no feasible way. And I was like, I guess they leave them in the water. My first thought was they leave them in the water for the barnacles to grow. And I was like, no, they wouldn't have this much content. There wouldn't be a new video every 12 hours. They were uploading every 6, every 12, 14 hours, every, 10, 12, 14 times a week. More than that. And I'm like, there's no way. There ain't no way. The only feasible thing is that they're gluing the barnacles, making it look really legit, and pretending to find them and pretending to shuck them off. And people were like, thank you. These videos are blowing up. Hundreds of thousands of millions of views. So the money's just coming in.
Wow,
This dude's making like
shame.
this dude's making like $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. And easy. And so I was one of the first channels to be like, hey, what the hell is going on here? I made my video, and Big Brain Dan found the most popular of their videos. It was this channel called Ocean Sea. And they are, I think they're in somewhere out east, like Egypt. The one guy said he was in Cairo, allegedly. Regardless, non-Western, but they appeal to Westerners, like these poor like grandparents that are like scrolling and whatnot and see this type of stuff and they're like, oh, I love this. It appeals to like the Western masses, the people who wouldn't think twice about, well, who would fake that? And so I was one of the first channels to speak out about it. And like I said, so the channel was Ocean Sea. I ripped their thumbnail from their most popular video, used it for mine, and just put faked. And sure enough, Big Brain Dan, because it was the algorithm was pushing these videos like crazy because people were watching them like all the way through. So it was pushing these videos like crazy. Someone posted my video to Reddit, and all of a sudden my video got sucked up and also pushed along.
Oh, wow.
Views just started like within a day and a half. It had like 100,000 views, something like that. And then I made a short form video about the topic, and that hit like the front page of Reddit and started going everywhere. I had people from high school texting me, I did not expect to see you on the front freaking page today. And so then YouTube, for some reason, demonetized the video, and the views went. I'm like, all right, I'll play your game because it's technically targeted harassment bullying. One of the channels got, and then the copycat started. That's what I said was the most, the worst thing that was going to happen was that the copycats were going to start because people are going to see that and be like, oh, I can do that. I can do it. Yeah. And sure enough, they did. So some dude starts taking with lower effort. He took a Malaysian snail-eating turtle, very particular looking species. I knew exactly what it was, and starts gluing, and you can see the hot glue on it. And people, and I'm like, first of all, that's barely. Like, it's a fully aquatic species, but it's from a place that doesn't even have a coastline. No ocean. Malaysia does have coastline, but like where they naturally occur is nowhere near the ocean. So I'm like, this is so ungodly fake. Like, it's just, there's no way. And so the channels start coming down. The big one, then they start jumping ship to a second channel. He starts trying to post the videos again on a separate channel. So we got the main one taken down. We got this another one taken down, some of the lower levels, but there was one. The channel was still up. He deleted all of his videos, but the channel was still up. I'm like, that's not good enough. He can rebound from that. He had 60,000, 70,000 subscribers. He would just wait until this died down and start back up again. No, not good enough. I need the channel gone. So we went at it and went after the second channel. And as I'm about to start filming the second video, for part 2, I get a bunch of emails and messages like, hey, this second one got shut down, second channel.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And that was, we did round 1, knocked out a bunch of them. Round 2, knocked out even more. Then round 3, that was it. The rest, I mean, I have to look, and I'm probably going to do a round 4, but really, there's not like they did not start back up from what I understand. I mean, I can check, and you can still find some stragglers here and there that are re-uploading their videos and stuff, but not picking up like it was. And some really big channels started talking about it, like big ones, like people that I was watching normally. So to hear this one guy got this real deep voice to be like, "Oh damn, the turtle man," I'm like losing my mind. This
I
dude,
bet you were.
oh, I was so excited. I actually, again, big brain Dan went onto his stream. You guys know Twitch, like live streaming and stuff. So he streams like all day, every day. So I had like $15, and he wasn't reading my messages. So I'm like, all right, because the chat, there's 20,000 people in this chat watching. Chat's just going crazy. How do I make my message stick out? I got to donate. Okay. Well, this targeted $10-15 is going to get him talking about it and hopefully keeping it on screen. Sure enough, I go, hey, did you hear about this fake turtle rescue, blah, blah, blah? Send. Sure enough, he starts talking about it. I was like, yes. And that just drove more traffic over and all this other stuff. And it was something that everyone could get on board with. Like, this is objectively really, really crappy to do.
Yeah.
So that was that whole situation. And then some other people, like 2 other giant channels, like made videos on it, including me in it. And then other people like this other like reptile guy, New England Reptile, they did a video on it. He was actually pissed that I got the video up first, which was funny. And then they made a video on it and short form on it and stuff. And I didn't really care. I'm like, as long as they just stop. Like, I don't need to have the high speed video. I really don't care. As long as, and then people are like, of course you're gonna keep talking about it. That's what gets you money and views. I'm like, sure. I just wanted to stop. Like, please. So that was it. And now they're bye-bye. And I'm going to maybe make a round 4 if there's a resurgence.
That's awesome. I can't believe somebody would do something like that.
I know it's so sick. I mean, that is just so pathetic.
It really is.
Let me tell you, the rabbit hole goes way deeper than just that. Because they do it with dogs, they do it with cats. They'll stick them in a glue trap. They'll put them in mud over in a lot of the dog ones are based in India. They pretend to find them and pretend to rescue them. It's all BS. This was just the one thing that I had sure proof of that I was an expert on that I could talk about when that was like definitely 100% staged. And there was like one dude that was dying on the hill. He was like, "This is not fake. The turtle man is wrong. You're a piece of garbage, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, dude, no, you're incorrect. It's okay. I am certain about this. I will digress on many a conversation, but that ain't one of them. I was sure of it. So, yeah, I mean, people do that, though. It was a big problem. Animal abuse channels are huge still to this day on the platform.
I don't know the details, but somebody was doing that in Florida. I can't remember the channel, but it's a channel that does a lot of sensationalism and gets things, reptiles and fish and stuff just for clickbaiting, but they do odd things with them. And they were doing that with a large python or a boa constrictor or something, and like rescuing it out of a sewer, but they showed like with the different indicators, the marks on it, that it was this guy's pet.
Oh my God.
You know?
So that was, so the video was done by that guy I'm talking about, New England Reptile. That's Donnie. He did the video on it. Donnie did what I've been wanting to do for a while. And the person who did that was Jacob Fader. And those South Florida guys, I call them the South. How vulgar am I allowed to get? Actually, this is not that bad. I call them the South Florida douche tubers because they just will take animals and just use them as props, like constantly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't exactly their pet. They went out on a hunt in the Everglades, found it, but then they released it in a residential area. And then news organizations start picking up on it. But then here's where it gets damaging, is because now people are like afraid, like these pythons are in our backyard and this and that. Yeah, puppies in videos. And they'll set them up with snakes too. These like third world, these Eastern nations, whatever. They'll like put giant pythons around, like that are coiling around puppies, starting to strangle them, and then they'll come in and save them. It's like, how did that situation even occur? Like, it's so clearly set up, regardless.
Yeah.
So the snake situation, yeah, that's good old Jacob Bader, the catch 'em all fishing. Those are the two, I think, biggest
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
worst ones. But yeah, I actually made a nice little diss on him. I'm still waiting for the lawsuit, cease and desist, whatever. I don't know if he'll see it and get mad, but I thought it was funny. I did which is my most recent video I posted yesterday, where I said, like, oh, in order to find a viral TikTok sound, like, I have to turn off my brain cells. So how do I do that? I put on the worst content I can find on YouTube, and I go youtube.com/Jacob Vader.
Oh, snap.
Listen, he can argue with me. It's objectively terrible content. I'm okay with it. Anyway, so yeah, that's the and then lawmakers and whatnot, they see these, well, here's these guys that found this python in suburban Miami and whatnot, in the city. It's like, no, they planted it there. That's the problem. Yeah, the Florida python and iguana, and the iguana stuff. Because they're invasive, they somehow think that it's an excuse for mistreating them. And the one dude had an arrow. He like shot this iguana with an arrow, and like very clearly the arrow fell out, but they kept putting it back in for the clip. It's like, come on, what are you doing? Like, that's not how you do things. Come on, I feel bad every time I kill an invasive. I'm like, I'm sorry, you didn't ask to be born. Like, I wish it could be me too. Goodbye, friend. Like, whenever I would catch a python or whatever, but yeah, it's a problem with the fake stuff. And on like my long form channel, like videos and stuff, there's not a lick of misrepresented whatever. The last video I just did was a bit just different than like faking, finding things and this and that. But finding a Burmese python that's going to cause lawmakers to take note is different than being like a baby turtle, here, there, everywhere. So yeah,
But that's awesome. That's good. That's family fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a little baby turtle, like.
Yeah, and you guys said earlier the sensationalism. That's huge, because essentially, and this goes for all of social media, but you're essentially taking the top like 1% of what happens, like us as like animal people, in particular, like with my turtles and stuff, getting babies is like the best thing. Finding them is like even better, but it doesn't happen all that often. However, these people faking this stuff, it's much easier to just like buy some babies. And whatchamacallit, Jacob Fader was doing, he allegedly had like a little baby crocodile that like was eating a baby turtle, and it was like down its gullet, and he rescued it and like pulled it out. And I was like, I don't know about that, because if a crocodile, I'm pretty sure it was a crocodile. I don't think it was a young alligator, but usually a crocodilian, if it's going for something, it can eat it. If it can't eat it, like a turtle, like if it can't crush it,
a baby turtle is kind of a soft shell. Like, come on.
See, but it wasn't a fresh hatchling. That's the thing. It was like 3 inches, so it was just getting to the point where it had a nice solid shell.
Yeah.
But just a lot of stuff like that. Like, I call it poop tier content. I think it's a much worse word, but I say like tier, like just the lowest of the stupidest. But they take that top 1% highlight, like the best of the best of the best of what happens, and they just fake it. But then it sets the standard like absurdly high. So when my turtles are just like naturally chilling, not having babies or nothing exciting's going on, it's not exciting when you got these dudes that are, oh, look at this, oh my God. Something that maybe would only happen once every 2 months. They're doing every video, every week, twice a week. Can't keep up. It's sensationalized. It's Instagram. You're posting the highlights of your life. Yeah, look how great I look in Miami with my cheeks hanging out. But like, you don't see the, 40-hour, 50, 60-hour a day work weeks that I was doing, to get there. Whatever. That's how I think about that right now with animal stuff on YouTube. But it's crazy.
I know something else. You're kind of a change of topic, but something else I know you're excited about right now, as far as videos and YouTube, are the reels. And I was watching your video that you did yesterday and the follow up and stuff, and I didn't get all the way through it today. But do you mind talking about that a little bit?
Mm-hmm. So everything's just trying to copy TikTok right now. So Instagram came out with like Reels, and they were super nice to me for a while. 1 month. I mean, I'll talk about it honestly. Like the highest I earned was like 2 months ago. I got like $500 for posting Reels. I was like, what? It takes me 10 minutes to film this little turtle doing cute stuff and put some music on and put some audio and whatever and upload it to Instagram. Now they broke my legs and I'm crawling trying to get back. But the Reels it's just short form content. Like short form content has blown up. So like on YouTube they have shorts, on Instagram they have Reels. Facebook's also Reels, and it's all just to compete with TikTok. And I thought that's stupid. People are just going to go on TikTok, but no, because Shorts are doing well, YouTube Shorts. And I have friends that are like, I won't download TikTok, but I watch Instagram Reels all day. Like, it's the same thing.
No, I agree. I won't download TikTok.
Exactly. But you're still getting your videos somewhere. So if I post to TikTok, but I also post the Reels, but I also post the YouTube Shorts, you're getting it somewhere.
Yep.
And not only that, but because they're trying to compete so heavily, they are these algorithms. I say is basically how they determine stuff. Those videos get pushed, so you have a much higher likelihood of something performing well, getting a lot of views, whatnot, in a short form than it would in a long form. That's why I do these long form videos. I put so much work into them, and objectively get like low views compared to a short that gets like 5,000, and I think that's bad, like doing poorly. I'm like, what am I doing? But I like the long form stuff. I still like my long form. It's more fun. It's an expressive, creative outlet. The shorts is just great for building a community, a platform. It's good for followers and stuff. But I like my bread and butter. I like my meat with my long form stuff.
Yeah, because that's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah, and this was the other thing. It's very hard to monetize on that short form stuff. Very hard.
Oh, I saw that. It was like, what, 1 million watch views of shorts? And I was like, okay, yeah, well, that's cute.
Okay. YouTube, bunch of freaking dummies. They now, so their standards for monetization have changed. So it used to be like 4,000. It used to be like 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I hit that once, and you can see in my revenue, like it goes up like 10 cents, and then it goes back down to nothing because they changed their standards. Like this was years ago, to 4,000 watch hours, whatever, and 1,000 subscribers and something else. I hit that, and now for people, since YouTube Shorts came out, now you need like I think it's 10 million like views on Shorts within 3 months.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
What?
Yep.
What? Like, that's insane. Like, one of my friends posted was like, "Please watch my shorts. I'm trying to get monetized." I'm like, "What do you mean post shorts so you get monetized?" She's like, "You can't get." I look into it. That's crazy. That's how hard they're pushing it. I'm actually in a Discord, like a community for YouTube Shorts. They're trying to make their users post better and more shorts. They're trying to help you. I have at Facebook, I have like a partner now. I have like a woman. I have a meeting like literally. I gotta reschedule it, but I have it for like this week. She's like on how I can make my stuff perform better. They're like, let us help you.
Nice.
It's crazy. It's cool. I mean, it hasn't helped yet, but like, but they want you to do well. They want you to post that stuff. That's what they're gonna push.
Right.
So, but I think it's very difficult to monetize off that, and long term, I don't know how it's gonna go. So I'm very curious to see what happens, because I have 160 something thousand subscribers. Last year I had like 50, and the rest have just come from shorts, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
So that's why my long form stuff does not get a lot of views. So on paper, I look great. In reality, nobody's watching that stuff. Which is, I mean, I say that like, you get what I mean. So, like a channel of my size, should theoretically be getting like 10, 20,000 views like per video at that many subscribers, but I get like 1, 2, 3, 4 on a good day.
Yeah.
So that's short form. Fun stuff.
At least you're growing. That's great.
Yeah, trying
The last time you were here, you talked about you were getting prepared to move and had that all coming up, and so you've moved now. How did all that go?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Not great, actually. I moved all my animals into stock tanks outside, and I was down to my core group, and I thought, okay, I can't get rid of any more. These are my babies. The combination of a non-established ecosystem. I didn't get my filters right, and with terrapins, you got to get the filters right, or you'll have problems. Didn't have my filters right. Moving stressed them out, and it was cold, and they were going into hibernation, and so they didn't fare well, and so they all got a fungus. I had nowhere to put them for the winter. There's nowhere I could keep them warm. I was out of space. So I kept them indoors dry for about a month. Literally, it took that long for this fungus to scab. I was treating them every day. My hands got dyed purple from using this medication. And they finally scabbed off and whatnot. And I couldn't take care of them because I have no room. I have no space. So I gave away to a friend of mine. I was like, listen, take them. I know you'll take care of them. Call me when they have babies, pretty much. It's basically a breeding loan, but it's more a favor than it is a loan. So I gave him a group, 1 male and 4 females, and then my other friend, I had given a bunch to as well. And I want to get down to like 10 turtles. I have my 8 in a 110-gallon stock tank, which is already too small, but it's fine for now, for another 2 weeks. I have them all in that, and then I have 2, 4, 6, 7 babies I'm raising, and I only want to keep 2 of them. It's just that they're stupidly expensive because they're stupidly rare. So I'm just patiently waiting to sell those, and then I'll be pretty much good to go. Working on it probably within the next 2 years. I'll have my own house. So that's
You'll have your own what?
House.
Oh,
So then I'll be able to talk to Aquascape, hopefully get them to sponsor like a pond build or something. Otherwise, I'll do it myself. I did it once, I'll do it again, and I'll do it 10 more times in my life. And I'll take them all back once I have the space. And I know they're cared for until then. And that's the plan. So the current plan is, thankfully, I have a little bit of space indoors now because my aunt and uncle got a garage built, and I was like, I just need a little space, just a little. So they let me set up a 110 in the corner for some of the bigger ones. And then now it's starting to warm up, and I will be able to put them back outside in an 800-gallon stock tank. And I got to hopefully start setting that up and see how things look.
Oh, nice.
Is
Is that the same size that Greg Jones had put in the back in his next to his greenhouse? Like he actually lighted it, and it was like 8-9 foot wide. It was like massive.
So the 8-foot one is 600 gallons. The 9-foot one is an extra half a foot deep and is 1,000 gallons. It's like 900 gallons or something. I almost got that one, but I didn't. I'm happy enough with my stupid big blue, and I pushed my luck already.
Yep.
So that's the plan. The plan is a little bit of travel, a little bit more, and then springtime, and I should be able to breathe and enjoy and not have hundreds of babies to take care of, and maybe get a freaking shrimp tank. Because how much maintenance are shrimp? Like, I love moss. And I love shrimp. I just want that easy,
What do they say? Set it and forget it. Yep.
Yeah.
Set it. Forget it. I want blues all over the place. Freaking little bond. I did it once before my senior year of high school. I was like, I'm doing a shrimp tank, and I did it right. And I had babies on babies.
I just got last night at the Aquarium Society 8 assorted shrimp, and I'm like, I just started this mixed squirtle tank. I'm like, there we go. It's right next to my computer, so this is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
What colors are they?
I've got dark blue, like a dark. I thought about separating them out, but I figured they're already mixed. couple of very bright red, one green, and two that are like a yellowish. Oh, they're
Okay.
gorgeous. And then one of them's pregnant. Do you call it pregnant? They have the eggs. Yeah.
Gravid.
Yep.
I think.
So it's like, oh, this is gonna be good. So I made sure to put it right next to my computer so I can watch them.
Oh, that's.
Yeah,
I'll never forget the first time I had shrimp babies. I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love them. I love them so much. One of my friends, do you guys know Grant Eater, Garden of Eater?
Yeah.
Okay. I went down to his place. I gotta go back. I've been pestering.
Yeah.
He's like, wait until I set up. His place is insane. He's got those big IBC freaking totes all lined up and shrimp on. Oh, they're so cool.
Yeah.
They're so freaking cool. And I didn't realize that the water temperature got to like 40 degrees or like 50 degrees last year, and they were all fine. All the shrimp. I was like, dude, they can take that. He was like, yep.
Yeah, Rachel kept them outside in her greenhouse. And
Did she?
Yeah, and they did great.
Wait, I thought that she would, because I saw that. I haven't watched her in a minute, but I remember she was bringing them in for the.
Yeah, there's a lot that she left out, and then next year they were all there doing great. It's like, wow.
Did it? I guess during the
Well,
day.
it did it because it was in a greenhouse, even though it was a 3-season greenhouse. It kept it just enough. So yeah, and she was in Pennsylvania, so.
Oh yeah, I know where she's at. I used to be like 2.5 hours east of. I don't know how far it was. Dang.
Yeah.
I love that. If you know, if you don't, I mean, I feel like I'm speaking to the experts, but like if you don't separate the colors, then they all like end up brown.
Yeah, that's why I figure I'm just gonna have a brown tank because that's what I got. It was a bag already mixed. Some are already like breeding with each other. I'm like, okay, that's just what they are. And if it works out well, then I might set up another little tank, and I get some of the blues. Like Garden of Eden has some amazing shrimp. I see him at the Keystone Clash. Brings the best of the best with him too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it begins.
Oh yeah. I'm already I'm scheming. I have a 20-gallon that's sitting empty right now. That's just got plants and stuff growing in it. I'm like waiting for the season to start back up, and I'm like, all right, then I'll be able to get into it when I can sell some more of these babies. Then I'll be set. It's difficult with high value critters. I'm talking like it's like $6,000 each for like 2 of them, and I'm like just sitting waiting. I'm like, someone knows what they're worth, because a lot of people just want like a pet. I'm like, these are more like an investment. Like you're gonna want to plan to breed these and sell the babies, or you just don't care about money. You just want a cool freaking critter. I don't know. People are wild.
Looking to see if there are any questions out there we missed. Don't see anything. I have another one, but I don't want to take all your time because I know other people.
No, keep going, sir.
I know that one of your you have got like a 3-prong focus for your channel, and one of those things, the first thing you list, I think, is education. And you were talking about Facebook, I think, earlier. What are your plans toward education?
So I kind of want to go back to, and I'm thinking about seeing how well it does. Going back to like my roots, because when I started the channel, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to do the education stuff, i.e., how to take care of your turtle, basking, common questions, FAQs almost, but in video form. Gravel, filtration, lighting, setting them up outside, species, care guide.
Fungus. It's a big one.
The usual stuff. And then I was like, then I can just have fun and do what I want. But now I'm having fun doing what I want for like, the last like 2 years prior, and they're still not doing well. So I'm like, so now with updated knowledge, updated care and whatnot, and you guys have no idea when I was editing these old videos, I didn't know how to put text on screen. Like I didn't even have Final Cut Pro yet. Like I didn't know how to put text on screen, so I'd have to go to like a PNG generator and like type what I needed to
Oh
type
my.
and then export it and put pictures. But I wanted my points to pop up. Like here's this. And so I had to like make multiple different ones and generate them and put them in. It took forever to edit. Now I can do that in like 10 minutes. Maybe
Wow.
that.
What software do you use to edit?
Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
It's like iMovie's big brother.
That's right.
And so I would like to look at how that does and do that again. Start doing some basics. I am 24 in 16 days. And just get back to that. But then, like, I did my little real whatever video that I released yesterday, which was like crazy fun to make. Crazy fun to make. I feel so good when I upload stuff like that. And I want to see if maybe if I do these educational videos in like a really roundabout, funny, fun way, and just see about that. Otherwise, I'll just go back to my basics. Be like, "Hello, it is me, Dan Turtleman. Here's your knowledge. Here's what you need to know." But I always try to make them like way more entertaining than they need to be, and it's just getting that's just my own brain being like, "This is not good enough. I'm bored, so I need to make it more fun." Um, that I'm hoping for educate. I mean, the real goal is a conservation center. Talk about education. That's the end goal. The end goal is these South Florida douche tubers, freaking Vader, making
So
$80,000
your end goal
dollars.
is to have your own conservatory, like your own conservation. Oh, nice. And where are you at, Florida?
No. So breaking my heart because they just in March banned the ownership of Diamondback terrapins in Florida.
Oh.
And this is and like that's where like this was my dream and that's where I wanted to go because that's where 5 of the 7 subspecies occur, so like of course we should go there. I'm gonna work on it. I got a couple years. I don't even have money for a house yet, let alone a conservation place, so for now we're gonna go house, set up there. South Carolina where I'm at, everything's legal and I'm okay. But I think it might get worse before it gets better. I think they're going to be federally listed and not allowed to be owned in the entire country soon, within 5 years.
That would be horrible.
It would be, but if that's the case, then I'll make an like a conservation center that will be strictly for education and boop bop, whatever. If that's the case, I'm moving to Florida and working with the species anyway. I'll just get a job. I don't care if it pays nothing. Like I will get a job in the wild and taking data and whatnot. One of my friends works at FWC already. If I asked her, I could probably fit in. So that's the plan. Ish.
Are you? Good answer. Are you keeping anything right now other than you said you had an empty 20 gallon? So are you keeping anything other than your turtles right now?
So my friend Charlie Moorcroft, he's down in South Florida. He's got this giant spotted turtle pond. I think I have like 2 platies that are left in that tank, but he's got guppy down in South Florida, live bears everywhere. So he's got these guppies, beautiful freaking blue, like big flowing tails, all this stuff. But the tops of guppies are dark, so he's got them in these like dark spotted turtle ponds, and they don't stick out. So he got these vibrant orange platies and mixed them in. So he's got like thousands of these beautiful, beautiful live bears. I want them so bad. And he'll give them to. I love him to death. He's one of my best friends. But like, I literally go down there and I'll just take like a half a net scoop and get 50 fish like that. And I just want to breed them and have them. The summer before I left, or the summer that I tore everything down this past summer, I had a 300-gallon stock tank that I put hornwort in. The hornwort took over, God bless, and I put in some guppies and some platies, and like they just went nuts, and I love them. I love them so much. They're so cute. I'm telling you, that's where I started out. Like, I love my fish. I love my little community live bears. Um, and I want to do that again really badly. Um, Guppies in general do bad in cold water because they're tropical fish. Like, you can't get colder than like, I don't know, 68, 65. Um, Maybe for short periods of time, but like they can't get, once you get in the 50s, you're in like danger, right? Am I correct on that? That's my experience. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, so in South Florida, you can keep them because the giant pond is in spotted turtles. It's a giant pond for North American spotted turtles, and it's filled with water hyacinths. You can check them out. My friend Greg was just there. Greg's Turtle Haven. Go to like his most recent video. He goes to Charlie's and you can see the spotted turtle pond, and he might have did some on. He might have done. I speak English. Some underwater
Oh,
footage.
I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, I don't know him, but I know who that is. Yeah.
I love that man. He's got my heart. I found a baby spotted turtle in his enclosure. I was so excited. I walked over and there's a water hyacinth that was leaning kind of in the corner one way, and I'm like, if I'm a bit, and he told me, he's like, listen, I found eggs and I found a baby. I found a baby spotted turtle. I would hide right there and I pull it back and there he is, wedged up. Like, oh, so cute. But yes, as far as turtles, I want to get back into shrimp. I love my live bears. I want like a little pond outside, just live bears. I had some mesquite because the problem is in the winter I got to bring them all inside or sell them. I couldn't even sell them. I had to give them away. I had to give away like 300 guppies and platies. Beautiful, because no one would take them where I was in South Carolina. So I might do it again. It's just that come winter time, I got to drain the water and fish them all out, or they all die. Down in South Florida, though, they don't die in the winter. Yeah, they might. You might have a little bit of die off, but they survive. Awesome. I love them. But yeah, fish. I want to get it, and maybe dark frogs. Wild card, I know, but maybe dark frogs. They look cool, and I want them.
You were saying earlier that, or you made some distinction about keeping turtles as an investment as opposed to pets. Are you saying people should keep turtles as an investment, or what are you saying about keeping them as pets? I'm deliberately playing devil's advocate here.
And I love it because it's very important to talk about, especially with the money, because people are, my parents, my brothers, family, friends, whatever. Dan, you've got an adult pair of I have $8,000 turtle with a $6,000 male, and you can sell the babies for $5,000. Why are you not doing that full time? And that's because, first of all, I have not spent that kind of money because I usually find some type of rescue, something. My female was a rescue, the male was a rescue. The female, not really a rescue. She was captive bred. The male's the only wild caught animal that I ever have. Tarpon tadpoles. So I want tadpoles so I can raise them. Anyways, oh, they're so cute. It is a terrible idea because what is stopping the animals that I have right now in my garage from croaking? And I'm out. That like thousands. Nothing. The answer is nothing. There's no guarantee. Now, if you'd like to, it's like cars almost, or any type of hobby. You start with the low end, and then you start getting higher up, and then higher and higher and whatnot. I think that it should stay a hobby, though. When people start relying on selling animals in general, I'm not even just saying terrapins, but or turtles in general, but I've noticed primarily with turtle people, if the option is kind of screw over this person or and get to pay rent or do the right thing, except now I'm going to get kicked out of my home, what are you going to do realistically? Everyone's going to just screw this guy over and at least I make rent this month. I refuse to be put in that situation. Just absolutely not. So I just count it all as like, if I'm in the green, great. There are months when I am way in the red from vet visits or whatever it may be. Usually
Yeah.
I am. Um, I have not seen it. I'll say it like this: I have never seen anyone with high enough standards, in my opinion, that breeds turtles for a living, straight up. There's some places that do a pretty good job, but nowhere. I just don't. I worry about not being able to keep the high enough standard because I've been the victim of being screwed over by people who don't even sell them full time and are just jerks and want money. And not even that. It's just I have to be careful with my words legally. Um, People suck and money corrupts. And no, thank you. Just no, thank you. And then, sometimes I get flack, especially because I'm being more public with these animals. I used to be very hush hush with them because they're so expensive and so valuable. But now I'm moved around. I'm like, good luck finding me. I didn't want to get robbed because that happens. Um, they are where they're at. Like that's kind of the standard. Like that is they are super rare. No one freaking has them. And I feel less bad when I see people selling ball python morphs for like 20,000, not $30,000. Like, and I'm like, what? Makes no sense. Anyways, reliance on selling animals for a living causes people to cut corners, and I think it causes problems. So I refuse. And I gave away to my friend probably 10, 12, 14, 15, 20, like 20 grand worth of turtle. I don't care. I don't care. People are like, sell them, sell them. I don't want to sell them. I want to have them and then and I have ownership, but they're just at my friends. And I'm like, I'll get babies in a couple years. They're happy. That's what matters to me.
Yeah.
Um, and that's it. So the people who want to do that for a living, and that's the difficulty with people who want animals to be their living because there's not a lot of money in it, but the money comes from sketchy, like selling or poaching or this and that, um, which is part of why I do online stuff, social media stuff, because that's an avenue where you can do stuff and not be crappy and still make a living, which I'm not, but I'm actually applying to jobs like crazy, but not the point. Point is, animal work is not profitable, even breeding. And I just think that it causes corner cutting, and I don't like it. That being said, I will still breed and then sell my babies, but I don't rely on it ever.
I think you're right. I think when I've gotten, especially reptiles, like from a large um, warehouse type setup, that I've had, some health issues with the animals and parasites and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
and it may be cost cutting, but it also may be just not using good husbandry. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of things like that. The more animals you have, the further the disconnect between the person and and the animal and the offspring, whatever they may be. It's why like people were, well, what website do I go to order these turtles? I'm like, listen, you're looking for a razorback musk turtle, right? If you ask around, and because people want what they want when they want it now, now, now. Well, if you're patient, you wait, and you talk to the right people, because there are people who just love turtles, like my buddy Greg. He just loves turtles and has adults. Well, you have adults, happy adults make little babies. He does not sell animals. And so he's like, if I have someone that has a really good home and really wants something, he'll give it to them. So that's another huge thing. And I've done it before too. I do a giveaway every year. I do a giveaway um, because I used to love them and how do I put it? With some of the more common species, like you can find just backyard people who really care about the animals that they're breeding. They just have adults that just happen to like have babies, and they don't necessarily care about it being a sale. They're just like, well, I just don't want you to, you know, not take care of it. Also, might as well make $50, $100, whatever it is, but they actually care about the animal that they have because it's their baby's baby. Like with me, I had Miss Bean. She was a little nugget. I raised her freshman year of college, and she's cranking out kids. And I'm like, well, I need to make sure they're going to the right homes. And and I also screen. I screen like crazy. Anybody that buys my turtles, I've had offers you wouldn't believe. And I'm like, no, because you want to keep it in a 40-gallon. Get out. Crazy.
If I wanted to get a turtle from you, what kind of things would you ask me?
Great question. Here's a weird one. Location. What state are you in? Because that's going to tell me what subspecies you might want. If you're somewhere that it gets really cold, and then I ask, here's a weird one. Do you own your property? Do you own the house you're in? Or do you have a backyard? Is usually the next one. Because even if it's just for the summer months, even if you're up north, even in Pennsylvania, I still got a solid like 5 months outside. I actually just found a video the other day of my house in Pennsylvania, me rolling my 300-gallon stock tank up the stairs in May. Usually I would bring it out. May, June, July, August, September, October is usually when I'd bring stuff inside. You still get outside. My point is, I ask questions about enclosures also. What's the maximum enclosure size you can have? Anything under like 110, I usually won't sell, unless it's a very special circumstance. So I ask that. I ask if they've had turtles before, what state they're in again to make sure everything's legal, see if they're going to have enough room, see if they've done enough research. Because I have people that just say that they want a terrapin, but I ask like the most basic question about them, and they're confused. I'm like, no. Those are the main ones. Making sure that you will care for this animal throughout the duration of its life. And if at any point they can't, come back to me. I'll take them back. I'll buy them back, whatever it is.
That sounds a whole lot like the screening we do at the shelter I volunteer at for dogs and cats. The only thing that you didn't say was, does everybody that lives there want this pet or want this?
Interesting. I think I avoid that one because I'm the dummy that has 14 turtles and I'm the only one in my house that likes them. Like, I don't care. You can all kick rocks. Feels much different with.
It's not like people have allergies to turtles and they're going to be all over the house or something. But
Correct. But I like that. My dog was a rescue. And, the greatest. The great. Oh, and that's another thing. People can rescue turtles. I don't talk about it enough. Do you know how many red ear sliders need homes? Painted turtles you can find that need homes. Musk turtles, mud turtles, like everything. So everyone wants to hand raise a baby, but I've rescued a fair share of sliders, and when you put them in a pond, I still want that. I want a big natural pond filled with red ear slider rescues. I've had animals that didn't know how to swim because they've been kept in too small of an enclosure in this much water. Literally, this animal's this big, a male red ear slider, didn't know how to swim. He was holding on for dear life. I could swear I could see it shaking. He was so scared. And the next day, he's doing laps around the pond. Just laps. He's loving it. Very important to do your research and know what you're getting into.
Yeah. Dan is so animated.
Yeah, that's about right. Been told I'm a cartoon character. And then someone just asked on my video, they're like, do you have a filter on your face? Like, what? They're like, yeah, because your eyes are so big. I was like, no, I'm half owl. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
That is one thing that got me subscribing to you, besides the content, was the way you presented it. I've been like 3 or 4 years now, I guess, following it.
Oh, yeah.
There's some comedy and the animation, and it's the total opposite for me. It's fun to watch. So.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to make it entertaining, and then I also do it for myself because I'm so happy with my last video. Like, people said it was freaking hilarious, and I was so happy to watching it. I was like, is this even funny, or is this stupid? And I got so much support from my friends and whatnot, and I was like, okay, I would love to keep up this standard and make things fun and funny and sometimes I wish there's more information and knowledge and whatnot, but I don't know. I think it's okay so far. But thank you. Yeah, it's a blast.
I'm gonna bring everybody else back up.
Yeah.
Well, and there's my hand. I had to vacate where I was because, well, I'm not going to show them, but I have 3 dogs here with me, and they couldn't all get in the chair where I was at over there, so we had to move.
Little nugs.
Yep.
Anybody else? We got right about an hour, so that's almost where we're at. But
No, this was great. It's always great having you on, Dan. Always great.
Thank you. It's a blast every freaking time. I appreciate it. I'm so happy. It's like fish tanks, my origins. I still watch like a lot of fish keepers and stuff on YouTube.
I can't wait till you start getting some fish tanks or shrimp tank. That's gonna be
no,
I want shrimp. I want my fancy guppies. I want my platies outside. I want like, oh, I'm gonna like after this. I'm not kidding you. I'm gonna go look at like Charlie's ponds and underwater footage because they're so freaking pretty. They're so nice. And you know these people were commenting on one of my videos where I was like, I'm gonna put these tropical fish in my 300-gallon stock tank turtle pond, and people are like, the turtles are gonna eat them. I'm like, you overestimate how freaking lazy these little sons of guns are.
Yeah.
Why would they chase? First of all, you have a turtle that's this big that's going to go for 10 minutes chasing around a fish that's this big for a tiny bite? No. They're going to come to me and beg and be like, give me my calorie dense pellets, give me my Missouri. I don't care about these stupid little things around. Not only that, but they eat. Because the turtles are messy. So when the turtles eat their food, they just chew, and it makes all this little particulate, and all the fish come in it. Oh, I love that.
yeah,
and everyone's like,
kind of come around and clean up their mess.
it's great. And they're like, and sometimes I'll just crush up like shrimp pellets or whatever that I'm feeding the turtles, and the fish will all get it. And they're like, the turtles are going to eat other fish. I'm like, in 2 months, you can eat dirt and kick rocks because I'm going to show you, and I'm going to have 300 fish in this freaking tub. And oh, guess what? I did. And so I'm excited to do it again. People don't get it. It's so funny.
all of us that are here on this panel are part of a larger panel called the Tennessee Fish Mafia. And that's why you see the Codfather on mine. And all of these guys have Mafia names too on there. So once you get some fish, we'll have to have you on there.
Oh, 100%. I'm in. I love it. I've never been like a cichlid, or some of my friends are like big fish people, like big, like your red-tailed catfish and your arowana and like crazy stuff. I'm simple. I like teeny. I like little.
Live bears are the best, man. They're the best.
They really are.
Bears are the greatest.
And watching the fry swim out of the mama fish, like that's yeah.
Have you caught them? Have you caught them before?
Oh yes. Oh yes. It is so awesome to watch.
I can't wait. Oh my god. I want that so bad. And then y'all have no idea. Okay, I'm waiting for this one. So a lot of my friends are like reptile people, but they do like paludarians and stuff. So half water, half land, whatever. My friend Tanner does like a ton of that serpentine. A ton of that type of stuff. I want two terrapins. These 2 terrapins I'm raising, like the super expensive ones. I want like the sexiest display tank for them that I could possibly make, because they're mangrove terrapins. So they're from the Florida Keys, and they live like in and amongst these mangroves. So how cool would using like universal rocks, and like I gotta start growing my mangroves now.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do it with these 2, although I wanted to, but when I get babies for my females on loan, I want to set them up in like a nice display paludarium, and I'm gonna make it look brackish, like using crushed coral and like mangrove roots and stuff, but it's gonna be fresh. And I want like nice like little feeder guppy, minnows, whatever, ghost shrimp. I want it filled with
Oh
like
yeah.
snail.
White cloud mountain minnows, tumor when they're babies. They tumor with the turtles. Yeah. I like
My
that idea.
friend, my friend has a mangrove water snake. It's called something Boega, something something, and she has she had Rasboras, but they weren't doing that well in that tank. And it's paludarium, and she replaced them with white clouds and loves them. And I'm in love with them now too.
And
I'm
my
gonna look up videos of them.
eastern musk turtle chases them all
Mhm.
day long, but doesn't catch them. But he's chasing them
Uh,
and chasing them and chasing them and chasing them.
I tried, yeah, enrichment. It's great for them.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Okay.
always tell people that.
All right. We appreciate you coming on so much. I think it was more fun than the last time you were on, actually. So
I ramble.
really
I just
appreciate
ramble.
it.
Thank you guys for letting me speak for an hour.
No, we loved it, and thank you for coming on, and thank everybody in the panel on the panel and in the chat, and thank you, Huawei, for moderating, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Yes,